Hey everyone, it's Heather with Tiller here. In this video, I'm going to talk through how to get your Mint data out of Mint and into a Tiller Money Feeds powered Microsoft Excel workbook. So I like to start the demo here on the Tiller console, and in this case, this example user has linked one financial institution here that has a credit card. I also have this account linked to my Mint account, and so that's the first step, is just making sure that you have the same accounts linked between Mint and Tiller. You can add accounts here by clicking the Add Accounts button, searching for your institution to connect those specific accounts. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and get my first spreadsheet set up. So I'll click Create a Spreadsheet. And in this case, I'm demoing for Microsoft Excel, and so I'll just choose Start with Microsoft Excel. That's going to download the foundation template for Microsoft Excel, which I can go and find in my Downloads folder here. I'm going to go ahead and open it up in Excel here on my Windows computer. So the first thing I'll need to do is install the Tiller Money Feeds add-in. So I can either find the add-ins option here on the insert ribbon, or I think they have recently moved it to the home ribbon. So just double check in both places. So I'll go to add-ins, and then I can go to get add-ins there, and I'll go ahead and search for Tiller Money Feeds. I can see here it is at the top, and choose add. Go ahead and go through the prompts here to add Tiller Money Feeds to Excel. And so I'll sign into Tiller. In this case, I had signed up with a Google account. You can sign up with a Microsoft account, and you can use both Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel. So I'm going to go ahead and sign back in here. So once I'm all signed in, it prompts me to link the workbook, and this is making the connection to Tiller. And then I can choose which accounts I'd like to link. In this case, I just have this one credit card account. So go ahead and toggle that on, and then click confirm. And then the last step is just to click fill here, and this is going to fill in the transaction and balance data here in my Tiller foundation template. And so you can see here's all my transactions from that credit card. So now I can go ahead and get my Mint data in. So first I need to go grab that Mint data. So at mint.com, just click on transactions here, and I can either get the transactions for all accounts or specific accounts, depending on which ones I've connected to Tiller. Scroll all the way to the bottom and choose export 41 transactions. So now I've got that transactions download here on my computer. I'll go find that in my downloads folder. And then I'll go ahead and open that with Excel. So this next step is optional if you want to use the categories that Mint assigned. So if you're just trying to move your data over from Mint as is and just use the same categories that Mint used, you can follow these steps to get those categories into the Tiller Foundation template, or you can just skip this step, just watch, and then wait till we get past this step and then kind of pick up from there. And so in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and pull those over just because it makes it really easy to kind of get started. So I just want to grab a unique list of those categories. So I'm just going to use a simple formula somewhere over here on the right. Do unique F2 through, and then it looks like it goes down to row 42. So F42. And then that should get us a unique list of the categories that Mint populated. Head back over to my foundation template, go to the category sheet. I'm going to select all those in column A and clear those out. So I got to go back here, get these again, copy, and then I'll go ahead and just paste special, and then paste values. So that way I don't get that unique formula that will try to come over with the paste. So at this point, I've got the categories in, and we're not going to worry about the group or type or any of these other columns in the category sheet right now. We'll come back to that in just a little bit. So next, we're going to get the data from Mint over into the Tiller transaction sheet. So I'm just going to delete this column that I created in the transactions download. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to set up this these transactions, this transaction sheet, this list of transactions here as an Excel table. But first we're gonna just delete these columns here. If you have labels or notes in your data, you can feel free to leave those in this case and include those in the Excel table. In this case, I don't have any of that, so I'm just gonna delete it. And then I'm gonna select the first cell there, hold shift, select the last cell, and then I'm gonna choose format as a table, and then I'll just click OK here. So now it's set up as a table, and this makes it really easy to correct these amounts here. So in order to get the data ready for Tiller, we'll start with getting the amounts corrected. So we're gonna say corrected amount, and then we're gonna use a really simple formula, which I've copied from the help article, that is going to add the negative signs to the amounts where they are a debit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paste that formula from that help article into the cell here, and setting it up as an Excel table allows it to automatically pre-fill that the way that we just kind of saw it pre-filling. So then we're gonna, in this column, final amount, copy, and we'll paste, special, values only. Okay, so now we can delete the corrected, and then we can delete both of these columns because we don't need those anymore. We've got the data from those that we needed. And so now we just have this amount column. So now the last step is just to rearrange the columns so that they match the column order in the Tiller transaction sheet. So if we go back and we look at the Tiller transaction sheet, we have date, description, category, amount, and account. So now let's head back to our Mint export. We've got date, description, we need to move the category column. I think if we hold the shift key after selecting the entire column, we can rearrange it, drag it over there. So that looked like that worked. And I just selected the column by the header letter and then held the shift key. And then if you kind of hover over the far left edge, you get this kind of crosshairs looking icon, and then you can move it to whatever position you want. So now we've got that. We don't need the original descriptions. We're going to delete that column. And then we need to do the same thing with the amount. Just move that over to column D. And then we've got the account name there. So now we're ready to get the data over into Tiller. There's one last thing we need to do in our Tiller spreadsheet, and that is decide how much of the data that Tiller brought in that we want to keep. So in this case, the data is exactly the same as what was in Mint that I exported because I didn't have a lot of history in there. If you have a lot of history and you want to just completely overwrite the data that's in Tiller instead of using any of the automated data from Tiller at this point, you can just select all that data and just clear out those cells. And then you're ready to copy and paste. If you're trying to just get history from Mint over into your Tiller spreadsheet, then you can just paste, at the point at which the data is not in Tiller. You can just grab that amount of data from your Mint transactions. So back in the Mint transactions, I need to select all this data. I'm just holding shift here as I select the last area, and then I'll choose copy, and then I'll head over into the Tiller sheet, and I'm going to select row 2 here because I don't want to overwrite the headers, and then I'll do paste special and then values only. So that gets all that data in from the Mint export. If you want to fill in the account number in the institution, that's pretty easy. Most of Tiller's automated accounts are prefixed with 4 X's and then, the account number. And you can just copy this and then select all these cells and then paste in special values only to get that consistently across. And then this is same thing, or you can actually use the fill handle in this case to drag that down because it's not a number, you don't have the enumerating issue. The rest of the columns, you don't necessarily need to add those. You can add the month column if you want, but you can also leave those blank. So those transactions that I removed from the transaction sheet that Tiller had brought in, those are still in our database. So if I were to create a new spreadsheet and fill that data in, all that data is still there. It'll come back in, but this is the data from Mint that's already categorized. And so at this point, with Tiller, you can go ahead and you can customize your categories. You can overwrite those example categories. You should spend some time creating groups and updating the type for your categories, because the ones that Mint, the Mint categories are not likely going to line up very well with the groups that were in the example categories in Tiller. And so if we just clear all this out, we can kind of quickly get those set up. So you want to think about the group as the bigger bucket. And so for credit card payments, for example, I just usually create a transfers group for those, and transfers are just money moving between accounts. And then there is a transfer type that we can use, and the types are income, expense, and transfer. And so the group is the bigger bucket, the category falls into that bucket. So we can just kind of go through and assign groups. Maybe kids activities is, there's a kids group for all the different things that, kids need and want. And then service and parts, maybe this is about our car, so it's auto. And then we have a discretionary group for discretionary spending. And then we can kind of keep going down here, you get the gist. And one last category we'll probably need is paycheck. And then we'll create an income group for that. And then we need to go back and assign the types. So these are all going to be expense. I can use the fill handle to just drag that down, and then this will be income. And so Tiller is awesome because you can create your own custom list of categories. You don't have to use Mint's categories. You can overwrite those. And then if you did decide that you wanted to change any of those categories, then you could go back here and just use the built-in sorting and filtering features to kind of quickly fix any changes that you made. And then from there, if you want to use this template for budgeting, you can set your budget targets over here in column E. So let's say we spend $100 on kids activities every month. We just type in 100, press enter, and then it's going to pre-fill for all of those future months for us. So we can set those budget targets or the max that we want to spend per category. And then we can kind of see that reflected on the monthly budget here for each month. And it's just defaulted to January when you first get it, but we can see for November, for example, we're already getting a little bit of insight because of that data that was already categorized from Mint. The spending trends sheet is also really handy for understanding your spending. And if you pull all that data in already categorized, then you're going to get quite a few insights just out of the box when you pulled your Mint data in. So that's it for this demo. I hope that's been helpful. Definitely reach out and support if you have any questions. You can always find us on the Tiller console here. Using the chat, you can get to our support team. We're happy to help you get set up with Tiller. Happy tracking.